Alright Nathan, what are we doing today?
Alright, it is finally time to do probably one of the most common things that have been done that we still haven't done that we really want to do, and that is to put a turbo on the side of an LS. It is a fun job to put turbos on things, and the most common engine to put it on is an LS, so finding a kit for these things is super easy, and we've finally convinced some idiot to do it to their car.
Jesus, how did he drive this?
Can't not give a manual.
Oh my god, this is such a good car! So that's right, we have finally found a donor car to do what we've always dreamed of doing, turboing an LS1. The car in question is my brother Daniel's VY-SS-Ute. It runs a standard LS1 and a TR6060 manual gearbox, which makes it even more exciting because manual, turbo, not a lot of weight. It's going to be very interesting, but we are so excited to get started with this build because we've wanted to do this for ages. We've just been waiting for someone to actually give us the car to do it with. We have a bunch of companies jumping on board to give us a hand with this build. So obviously we need a turbo, and for that turbo we are going with a spool and boost kit. It is a VY LS1 spool and boost kit, which involves all the pieces you see here, including the intercooler kit as well too, so we can run an intercooler on this thing as well. So Spool and Boost is a turbocharging company down in Adelaide, I think. And they make these like budget kits, and this is the kit that's in the Fairlane now that is done drag charge. I haven't changed a thing off it. It's still using their intercooler, their turbo, their dump pipe. Everything is that they do is from them. They're a great budget kit. The instructions are, I don't know where they are, but the instructions are ridiculously detailed, and I love using their stuff because it's so detailed and well made. It's going to be a good kit. I'm looking forward to installing. Moving down the line, we have some Turbo Smart goodies for some wastegates. Here, this is all our engine stuff, all our stuff to bring the engine up to scratch. We're talking ARP head studs, cam from Crow cams to suit a turbo on an LS1. We have lifters, guides, head gaskets as well, oil pump. All this came through Tiperformance. Generally you think Tiperformance, you think Ford Performance gear. Not only do they sell that, they also sell a bunch of Holden related stuff and LS related stuff. All this is available through Tiperformance, and you can see everything that we ordered through here on Tiperformance as seen on Hackshop Garage page. So head on over to there to find the list of exactly what we used here, because all this came through there.
It'll be under some chumps ute.
Soon to be exploded version LS1. Shout out to Tough Mounts for helping us out with some engine mounts for this thing as well too, because apparently it's pretty common to tear the engine mounts in this thing when you're running a little bit more boost. And then of course we're running down to Raceworks with all our Raceworks gear in here. As per usual, well, injectors, new billet rails, fuel pumps, fuel lines, anything that we're going to need fuel related wise is obviously all coming through Raceworks, and we are so stoked to put this in. The idea is what we want to do here is basically get a turbo kit like that, a budget turbo kit with a few budget performance upgrades like a cam, head gaskets, ARP head studs. They're the sort of the basic sort of things that you want to do when you're considering a build like this without going too overboard,
yes,
without putting rods in it or doing a full rebuild. Just to do a budget built LS1 turbo, have fun with it, and do what so many people at home are doing these days, which is just slapping a turbo onto a stock standard engine and going to the drags.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the word budget, because budget always starts here.
Yeah.
But it's time to rip the engine out.
Yeah, nothing left now than to get started. We've read through the instructions briefly.
Yeah, briefly.
How to turbo your LS1. Step 1. Ensure motor has good oil pressure. Minimum 10 psi at idle. 40 psi under load. Start by removing the stock airbox. Step 2. Add boost.
And now all that's left is to pull it out. We've slowly been collecting these parts and these boxes over the past couple of months.
Yes.
And they all arrived at separate times. Today is literally the first time we've seen them. Today is literally the first time we've seen the instructions.
Yep.
Today is literally the first time me and Nathan have really looked at this car in depth. So the build of this thing is what you see is what you get. Because we're figuring it out at the same time you guys are watching it.
Yes. So anyway, we'll get it in the hoist bay, not hoist bay, hoist bay.
Yep.
And we'll get the engine out.
Yeah, let's get started on that. The best part is when we go rip this engine out, we've got everything nice and warm now, so our hands will be nice and toasty.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. That'll be the last time this car makes a noise for the moment.
Yep. Another car that's dead in the water.
Yep. Add to the list.
Add to the list.
Did you mark it before you took it off?
No.
Just go by the witness mark.
Come on. Let's look at it. Try to take the dance up. Oh, okay, my dance. Alright, so.
Goodbye, Mary Franklin. Get out of here.
Alright, so what are we doing? Airbox?
Yeah, let's take the airbox out and just start labeling stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Anyone want to buy an airbox?
Step 1, disconnect the battery. Hey!
Yeah, you're alright.
Alright, step 1, remove air filter. Step 2, put turbo there. Alright, so we have pretty much unplugged everything on top of the engine as far as wiring is concerned, and we're laying the loom back. The instruction state as far as ECU goes, because the ECU lives over there, and that's obviously where turbo needs to go now. It says you can either mount it here on this side with a bracket that they supply, which we will probably still look at anyway, but we will probably end up moving it into the kicker panel, which is another option that they suggest to do. It'll just be neater and it takes more out of the engine bay, because this will become a very cramped engine bay very quickly by the time we add in intercooler piping, turbos, manifolds. So we'll lay that over. What we're going to do now is we're going to get it up in the air. We're going to have a look underneath the engine, see if we can start undoing any of the transmission bolts. The reason being is because the engine's still hot, because we just went for a drive in it and we can't drop any of the fluids as yet. So we're going to leave that for the minute, get it up, look underneath the engine, see what we're up against. Because our plan is we want to remove radiator and pull engine out. We're not going to drop K-frame, not going to pull the gearbox out. We're going to leave all that intact.
Forward and out.
Yeah, there's no reason to touch any of that, so we'll leave it. It just reduces a lot of work.
Yep.
So we'll do that and see what we come up with. Daniel,
Yeah.
have you ever seen this car on the hoist?
No. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh yeah. I can see this cross member's crushed already.
Do you want me to get the rust screwdriver out? Oh!
Oh wow.
Oh, look at the leaks. I reckon this thing's got a rear main.
So, if you ever watched the episode where we went to Heathcote and this thing was terrible, like getting off the line because of the axle tramp and everything, one of the main reasons for that is probably because this thing used to be on bags, and the suspension that's being thrown in was probably just to get it through roadway. This is before us, before Daniel owned it. It was a previous owner. And there's evidence that this was on bags, because this is this kind of D-shaped pipe we have here. It's a new thing. It's only just come to the market. You actually do it yourself. It's like a form your own D-shape where you drop it on his ass, drive, and it creates it. It gives that really specific and unique exhaust note.
All right, the exhaust is cold, so I reckon we unbolt it from the extractors, get the whole lot out.
Yeah.
There's no point cutting it up, even though you can't really resell this thing.
No, it's got that D shape. It's got the D pipe in it. That's rare.
True.
They don't make that anymore. So in case you haven't noticed, this car is not a perfect, pristine car either, by the way, guys. It's been through the friendship circle for a little while. It was originally Liam's car, if you remember Liam from the G&W build. Then it went to another mate of his, then it went back to Liam, and now it's gone to Daniel.
It started off with Liam's brother first.
Oh, right, okay.
Before Liam. So here's the jump. Oh, penetrate.
Yeah.
Oh, penetrate.
For a V8.
Oh, nice.
Watch your eyeballs.
Okay, it's not as bad. O2 bungs need to be undone.
Oh, you got
There we go.
There it is.
There's that one exhaust mount holding it on. I was rubbing too. There's one of your noises. Alright, that's out. That's all good now. The extractors are still too hot, I reckon, to actually work on in a minute, so we're going to go have some lunch, let that cool off for half hour or so, and then we'll pull the extractors out. Hopefully that'll mean once they're out of the way, we should be able to get to the transmission bolts, because the extractors are just wrapped all around the bell housing. We're not going to be able to get to them, so get them out, take all the fluids out of it as well too.
Unbolt the ECU.
Unbolt ECU, everything we can strip off to it. And then once that's out of the way, we want to put the turbo in with the manifold because we want to know where we're going to be running our drain to, turbo drain to. Bear in mind for this whole build, this turbo kit that we're putting into the car is actually designed to be put onto a car without having to pull the engine out.
Yes.
The only reason why we're pulling engine out is because we're going a step further than what the turbo kit actually requires, which is putting in cam and doing the head gaskets, which it does say is a good idea, but you could do that in the car realistically.
In all fairness, you could have this turbo kit done in 2 days.
Yeah.
Very simple bolt-on procedure. Only thing you do need to do is obviously have access to a welder and some pipe that you can make a crossover.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we're just pulling it out because we're going to have a look at the engine, go over it a little bit, we'll pull the sump off it, have a look at the rods, see how bad they look, see if there's anything we should be worried about. If not, it's just going back in and we're going to run it until it dies. All right, let's get some lunch.
Yep, so we're back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the extractors off now, and I'm going to start taking off this side of the extractors. We're dropping the water now so we can get rid of the bottle.
Reservoir bottle here.
Reservoir bottle, move the ECU, flip that out the way, and then we should be able to get to those bolts a lot easier. And then after that, it's pretty much go down, unbolt the trans and rip the engine out.
Yeah, simple as that.
Simple as the baby.
Take the red pig! Take the red pig! Take the floor pig!
You literally caught none of that. Alright, this is the first thing I've taken off the car. Into the boot.
Yeah, boy.
That'll do it. Well, there's one, and this is the important one because this is the side the turbo goes on, so...
Go on.
Do we test fit it?
Go on.
Pacemaker headers for sale. Anybody want some? Custom sculpting.
Good flow.
Yeah. What's it hitting?
Power steering line.
This power steering line?
That one right there, that hard line. See?
Oh yeah, just too.
We're gonna have to bend it out of the way a bit.
Or we pull the pump off for a minute.
I reckon we could just bend it.
Alright, just bend it. Like Beckham.
I think it needs to go in that way, to be honest.
That looks better.
Yeah, it just needs to go a little more, but that's enough to mock it.
We can adjust that on the car anyway.
We can adjust it when it's off. Maybe even remake the line.
Yeah, we can do a raceworks fitting.
Raceworks fitting, and so we can bend it right out of the way, because it's going to be right next to it.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. Anyway, let's get this manifold in.
So you can spin this to clock it to the direction that it needs to be.
Yeah.
So I'm just loosening it all, so when we bolt it on that, we can clock it in the right direction, and then we're just going to eyeball where our drain's going to go.
Realistically, all we're trying to do here is just,
We want to bolt it on.
we just want to bolt it on and see what it looks like.
Gets you excited.
Alright, Daniel, you ready for this? This is what it's all about.
Drops it on guard. It looks tiny.
It does look tiny in there, actually. Oh, you're going from bolt up. Interesting.
A lot easier.
Yeah, interesting idea.
So the drain needs to be vertical. So that is in, and then down and out, and then this will be clocked down out through the guard. So that's pretty much our clock situation. Like
So that's a rough in.
So that's how it is. No, I didn't say it.
You did?
We need to bend it out the way. That's the only thing.
You're talking about this one?
No, this. Because our exhaust is right there. Wait. Where does the exhaust go?
No, the exhaust isn't there. Wait. Where does the exhaust go?
There's like no room.
Daniel, I hate to tell you, but I reckon we might be losing AC. Oh, no, you could...
You can bend that to the side.
If you bend that to the side and then you run your exhaust down here, Nathan, and then you got to take that brace out by the looks of it and run it down there.
Oh, it's tight.
It's real tight.
This is the dump pipe that it comes with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that does have to be moved.
Yeah.
And then,
Which they said you need to bend that out of the way.
so
yeah.
forgive me, we should have looked at the kit
Yeah.
because this actually exits. This is actually made to exit.
Oh, right, does it?
So this should make it past the exhaust. So Daniel, get the Sawzall and cut that shit off.
Got that AC line.
So this should go down and out. This should make it.
Yeah.
So this is made to be all make it out.
Yeah.
So it should be fine.
I think that AC line, it does say in the instructions you need to bend
You
it
need
and
to
move
bend
it to
it.
the right, which,
Yeah.
look, we'll give it a crack and see what happens. Oh, there's an idea.
So yeah, no, that's fine. That's all right.
This is actually a good kit.
Yeah.
The thought of it all, eh?
Yeah.
This is going to be a gross job. Power steering fluid.
Put it all over the turbo. Soak into that cast. Smoke for days.
All right, what are you up to?
All right, we might use a brake bar on that. We're about to unbolt the gearbox from the engine, so then we can hopefully just. I realise we need to undo the engine mounts, which hopefully we can just undo the engine mounts and then up and away.
Yep, hopefully.
There's a bolt there.
If we just undo them, why don't we just come
If
straight
we just
up?
undo them, it should just come straight up and out.
Yeah, well, it's worth doing.
Yeah. So,
We're replacing
but
them
what we
anyway.
do need to do is unbolt this.
It's really not that, it's not that hard of a job to get one of these out.
No.
We say that now.
Yeah, we do say that.
How many we got to go?
This is the last one I can see, but I reckon there might be one more on the top of the other side, but I can't see it.
How many have you got out, mate? 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts. Doesn't make sense. It should be another
There
one.
should be another one.
Yeah. Oh, that is right at the top.
You see it?
Oh, that's a take it from the top. Oh,
No, let's give it a go.
let me shove my hand in there, see if I can get my hand close.
What is that?
Now that I know where it is, nah,
13?
my big arms aren't going to get in there. Yeah.
So what you're saying is I need to get in there, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty, so the chances of getting to that back bolt from here are
Slim.
next to none. So I guess we go back up and try again. Once that's done, there's really no need for us to go back under the car again.
No, yes.
So we can just keep going from the top after that.
Okay.
And that can be a case of like separate it, bring it forward, then just whatever's attached when we start to pull it off.
Yep. All the woes.
Yeah, all the tensile stress testing of everything that we have, we'll just worry about it then.
Alright.
Back up. Why is it always one bolt, which is not going back in? Hang on!
This one, mate.
I'm almost there. Go, Nathan.
No, my hand is on the bolt. I just need you to pass me the freaking.
Yeah, do that. Spin it.
You want
It's not the right size.
Alright.
Get a 15 on it.
What size do you think it is?
It's not beer break time. My arm's up here.
my arm, is it?
I'm two-tone now.
Alright, take 312. Let me see if I can actually feel the damn. Oh, yeah, I can feel the damn.
Yeah,
bolt.
you can feel it.
Yep.
Are we on?
Hang on.
Couldn't get a ratchet spanner on there and
Just
just pull
thinking.
down. Could you?
Down, huh?
Yeah, down. If you're going from the other side.
Up. Moving.
Oh, got it. And now it's really, really loose, and now the ratchet isn't working. Now it has to be done by hand, and I can't get my. Wait. Someone push my arm up. Push it. Yes. Hold it.
I'll hold the torch.
Hold it. Hold it. Oh, my hand's cramping. If I let go, we'll never get this in again. Stop squeezing so hard. Got it.
Got it.
Oh.
That wasn't so hard, guys.
Oh my god, that sucked.
Alright.
That was easy.
We've all put our arms in places we don't want to go again.
Now we're ready to...
We're ready to see what is still bolted on.
Yeah, lift it up and see what happens.
So we'll get the crane out, engine stand out, because we'll bolt it straight onto the engine stand.
Yep.
Finally get it out.
We're like, this will be easy.
Hour after lunch.
That one bolt held us up for a long time.
Yeah.
Woohoo, we're getting close now. To lift up there, there's a fair bit of stud left behind, so we're not going to be able to lift very high before we can move our forward. We might have to release from here.
Yeah.
Um,
What is it? 3 bolts?
3 bolts. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that side's just as easy to get to, and if that is the case, then we might just do that because it'll be heaps easier.
Yeah. Oh, that side's still got the exhaust in.
Yes, that's your side, this is my side.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Playing sides again.
Yeah.
Alright, we ready? Everyone on the A game. We've got to remember the box as well.
Yeah.
We've got to keep the jack up to level with the box.
Yeah. Something
Something's still
seems really caught.
Nah, we're still very much held on.
Go down.
Nah, I'm hitting the firewall, that's why.
You come forward a bit. I reckon we take those bolts down
Yeah,
because they're going to be a problem.
Alright, I'll do this side.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. Keep going, yep. Yep, you're right. Now pull forward.
Alright, hang on.
We should have dropped the K-frame.
Yeah.
There it is. That's a big clunk.
Still all good. AC's a bit damaged, but she's all good.
Alright, let's go up with it. Finally. So, what did we learn from this?
Drop the K-frame or pull the whole lot out.
Yeah,
That was a nightmare.
that was a lot harder than it had to be. I don't even know, to be honest, Nate, I reckon K-frame is the only way because I don't reckon you get the angle with the transmission attached.
Nah, it's a big trans.
Yeah, it's huge.
So I think we might have to
Investigate how you go around that.
how we're
huh?
going to do this when we put it in.
Well, there we go.
So yeah, now the next hardest thing is trying to get it onto the stand. The bolts never work.
True. We're gonna take the clutch and everything off too.
Yeah.
Ooh, clutch has had a bit of a hard time.
Oh, it's sitting.
It's gonna be heavy. No, it's not. Alright, it's on the engine stand now. We've gone through and plugged up any of the holes that we think it's gonna leak from. What we're gonna do now is just hit this with the greaser because it's pretty gunky, this engine. We're gonna let it soak for a little while and then we're gonna use my brand new pressure washer that we bought the other day. After all these years of borrowing pressure washers, we finally went out and spent some money and bought one. So we're gonna try that out today and get it clean because the one mistake we made, well, hang on, wait. Sorry, we made many mistakes when we were doing the Fairlane engine, but one of the mistakes we made when doing the Fairlane engine was we didn't clean the engine when we started.
And the block was dirty.
And the block was dirty, and then like as you're pulling stuff off, we found that dirt was like falling into places where you don't want dirt to fall into, and it's just a nightmare. So we're gonna clean it this time, and yeah, hopefully she comes up nice and pretty, and then we can start stripping it next weekend. All right, we're upgrading. We're trying this hot shot stuff now. It says spray on, hose off, cleans engines fast.
Okay. Ooh, milky.
That degreaser was good, but this hot shot's better.
Damn. That kind of
Pretty
good.
good, eh?
Yeah.
Real good. How good? Real good. Alright, well, that's it for day one of the Turbo VY LS1 build. The engine took a little bit longer to get out than we thought it was going to be. In all honesty, we think the way that we should have done it was drop the K-frame and drop it all out in one go. We didn't want to do that because we wanted to keep it all in place as much as we could, but
Well, we needed to roll the car around.
yeah, the benefit is now we can roll the car around still and we can move it because it needs to come off the hoist so we can work on other stuff. But realistically, if you're doing this at home and you want to do it all in one go, drop the K-frame and drop it all out because it'd be a lot easier than what we were dealing with, I reckon.
Yep.
And when we put it back in, we'll probably set it up on the K-frame and sit the K-frame into it, I think.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think it's probably the easiest way of going about it. 'Cause
Yeah, I think so.
it's going to be too tight. And
Yep.
I don't want to be damaging stuff trying to put it in. Anyway, If you have liked what we're doing here and you want to follow along, please make sure to consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Follow along with this build, and if you're new to this channel and haven't seen us before, head back and watch our previous videos because we have a bunch of other builds and all kinds of crazy shit that we've been doing over the past couple of years, so be sure to head back and watch that. If you'd like to support the channel, you can head on over to our merch store where you can buy a bunch of Hackshop merch, stickers, hoodies, fender covers, all that kind of good stuff. It goes a really long way to helping us do what we do here in the shed, and awesome way of helping out the channel. We appreciate everyone who does buy anything through that merch store. I have to say before we end this video, a huge shout out and thank you to all the companies that have jumped on board with this build. Tiperformance especially, Raceworks, Spool and Boost, Pro Cams, Tough Mounts as well too. Thank you guys for jumping on board for this build because this is probably one of the biggest builds that we've ever done mechanically. We've never actually turboed something on camera here from scratch. We've had the turbo fairlane for many years now, but we've never actually built that on camera. Nathan did that before Hackshop actually ever existed. So, first turbo build, and it's quite the turbo build to start with. Anyway, we're gonna pack up, clean up, and all that kind of stuff, and get ready for next week when we will hopefully be stripping down that engine, and if we get enough time, putting stuff back on that engine and getting it sealed up, ready to go back in. So, until then, we'll catch you in the next episode.
It's alright.
It's alright.
Yeah. Oh my god, imagine it with a turbo.
I know. Imagine it. Are you excited for V8 choo-choo noises?
Yeah, pretty excited to cut those AC hoses.
Stay away from my AC hoses, boy.
What else can I cut? Oh, the cruise control unit.
Any sort of comfort gone.
just the basics that Nathan has.
Wait, you want the demister lines on your rear window?
Nathan starts ripping them off.
Oh, we got to move that ECU, don't we? Flip it
It
over
says
there.
to do that. There's a bracket. That's what that bracket
Yeah,
is.
I think we'll just
Did
do
you
that.
read the instructions? Were you taking notes when I was reading you the instructions?
Turbo goes.
I mean, this can all be decided once we get the engine out.
What's my options? Kick panel?
Kick panel or in the
Inside
engine
car,
bay?
kick panel, or on that strut tower?
Kick panel.
Alright, cool, you can do it. My favourite thing about these cars is to lower them. It's just so darn easy.
I was literally going to say, when you put it back down, make sure the springs are seated because they don't go back.
When it goes down, the springs aren't going to be there.
It's got one of those Bluetooth exhaust mounts too, look.
None of these... They're all just breaking.
We might need new
I
leads.
cannot get them out.
How are you supposed to get this?
I don't know, man. I can't even pull spark plugs off. Spark plug leads off.
Oh my god, these spark plug leads don't want to come out, do they?
They don't want to come out. You just got to rip them. Just rip it out the plug. I could not get them out.
Oh, what the hell?
'Cause I'm free falling. How ugly is that silver tank thing just sitting there?
You so badly want to get rid of this AC, don't you?
Yeah. Right. I'm sure Dad was going to be busy one Sunday.
You know what's annoying? His coolant reservoir light's going to be on now.
Wait, does it have a light? I feel like this dash doesn't have much on it. Because we're looking for your traction control button.
It doesn't have
It
traction
doesn't have
control.
traction.
Ask us how we know. On a side note, this ratchet, this bendy ratchet right here, this is where it comes into its own, when I can do this. Look at this, Nathan.
It is
Look
a
how
good
this
ratchet.
is.
I really don't think you're strong enough.
Do you believe in love after love?
Can you please watch Land of the Lost tonight?
What you got, Loki? What's that? It's a tiger, huh? Well, now we need to release the jack from underneath the engine so we can get that out of the way, underneath the transmission. But this is a hack that I got off Benny's customs work I saw on his TikTok the other day. Yep, now go down. Boom. How good is that?
Is it on it?
Yeah, it's on it. I just really want to get from under this thing because it keeps dropping water continuously.
My neck feels like a dinosaur's been dripping down it.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know, like dinosaurs, you know, when they stand over you, like the stereotype. He's right behind me, isn't it? The slob.
Very interesting analogy. I would have said like standing in the rain or something.
That hasn't happened to me in the last 65 million years, but...
It's been a while.
Been a while since I've been touched by a dinosaur.
Nah, I don't think I can do it without the angle.
Okay.
In the bar.
Pull it to the bar. We might need to head out to 250.
Yeah, right, go down.
How much do the engines weigh?
Pardon?
How much do the engines weigh?
50-50.